Hi everybody, this is Tim Keefe with Transform CX. I wanted to spend a few minutes today talking about employee retention, employee encouragement, reviews, all of the things that we still struggle with as businesses. I read a lot about we've got massive layoffs going on, and there's this underlying comment or tone to some of those headlines that, hey, now the boss is back in charge. We can control where you're going to work, how you're going to work, and the things that we're going to hold you accountable for, which in many ways you've always been there. But, we went through this period during the pandemic, the quiet resignation, where companies kind of panicked and said, oh, wait a minute, we've got to start acting differently if we want to retain talent. And I think that really hasn't changed. I mean, yes, we've got hybrid work environments coming back, and in some cases, even full return to the office. And in different circumstances for different people, those either work or they don't work. We see people who've relocated to different areas because they can get a different quality of life, and that's where they want to stay. And that's more important to them than maybe working for a particular company. And if they have talent and if they're a driven person, they have the ability to take those skills wherever they may want to go. Just recently having a conversation with a good friend of mine who is responsible for managing thousands of customer-facing people. And one of the things that he is trying to do is pivot his organization from this traditional model of, oh, Mr. Employee, we're going to put you on a performance improvement plan because of XYZ. In some cases, they're sampling of their performance or anecdotal response from a customer that then puts this employee in a situation where maybe their job is at risk. Well, their job is at risk if they're on a performance improvement plan. And of course, employers always said, well, that's going to encourage this person to really either fix things or we're going to get rid of them. Well, but what's happening today, and I do think the evidence is there to show it, is that people don't respond to that very well. And the first thing they do is they start looking for a new job. And again, if they have talent and capability, they're the ones who are going to have the ability to leave and pursue those opportunities with other employers. In some cases, they may be your competitors. So if you're willing and you think it's important to retain talent and build tenure and develop people that deliver great work for your customers who then, guess what, they pay you to do more work, then maybe we should take a slightly different approach to how we identify people and recognize people for their performance, not just focusing on the bottom performers, but also saying thank you and acknowledging the people that are achieving their goals, that are delivering. And I think it would be very interesting, as a good friend of mine is doing a program right now where they're actually going to compliment people who are meeting or exceeding their performance standards and trying to gather data to see if that positive reinforcement model actually drives ongoing improved performance and or retention within those workforces. So something to think about. Rather than focusing on the negative, looking at sampling of performance, look at your top performers. How do I keep and retain those people? How do I drive an area of positive reinforcement? And where people need help, ask them. I think that's a really powerful thing. Ask people how they're doing. How are they feeling about their job? And if it's not good, what is the driver? And is it something you, as a leader, as their boss, as the CEO of a company, can do to improve that? Because if they're struggling, the end result is probably a less than satisfactory customer experience. So again, thanks for listening. This is Tim Keefe with Transform CX.